A console launch is a once-in-a-decade extravaganza. It almost breathes new life of a generation into a new generation of gamers. It can be a magical moment, almost like Christmas Day. But what happens when that actual release does not go as planned? Well, that's where the PlayStation 5's introduced itself. The PlayStation 5 has been the most disappointing console release in a very long time. And you might be thinking, wow, it is really hard to get a PlayStation 5. I'm here to tell you that there is a worse reason why it's too hard to get a PlayStation 5. So sit back and listen to my rant as I tell you the real reason why you can't get a PlayStation 5. First, we're gonna have to look at Sony's direct competitor. It's obvious, it's Microsoft with their Xbox. So when Microsoft beats them to the punch and releases their console right before Christmas time, it puts Sony in a panic. And what has to be done? They need to get this console out in time, but they also have this other thought. Man, we don't have any games lined up for our new system. And that's a huge problem because what makes a console great? It's the software that's compatible with it. So as Microsoft beats them to the punch, Sony then follows it up afterwards. And this is where the problem begins. You see, Sony wasn't looking to launch the PlayStation 5 as a labor of love. They did it as to be competitive with Xbox, and in that lies the problem. Now they have no games that actually came out with the PlayStation 5. Like, barely any games. They literally just wanted to compete with Xbox. And they wanted to get something out before the holiday because they knew that holiday 2020 was going to be the tipping point of sales. And let me prove my point before I open it up. Let's take a look at this botched launch. If you think back to when the PlayStation 5 was available for pre-order, you literally had to be a robot or a god in order to pre-order this thing. And then cut to now when the console actually comes out. Yeah, some people were able to fulfill their pre-orders, but the truth started to reveal itself. There was tons of terrible people that got so many PlayStations looking to make a profit off of. We call them scalpers, or in the actual gaming community, scumbags. Looking online, you see people with 50 to 100 PlayStation 5s that are literally looking to sell them for $1,000 all the way up to $25,000, thinking that people aren't actually, stupid and are going to pay these ridiculous prices. And that's the problem itself. When PlayStation was looking to take these pre-orders, or when the console was coming out, rules should have been set in the first place. They should have only sold it from their website. You should have already had to have a PlayStation ID and be a PlayStation Plus subscriber. That would guarantee that no scalper is going to just go in there and subscribe to PlayStation Plus X amount of time. It should have been a 3-month minimum. And it opened the doors for all these scalpers. No longer were they just shopping from PlayStation directly. They're getting it from Walmart, who couldn't care less. They literally release games and consoles like a month early. Amazon, all these places that don't have their own restrictions, and it let them run wild as scalpers. And once PlayStation realized it themselves, they decided to kind of change the game and say, yeah, you need to have your own PlayStation ID and you need to be subscribed to PlayStation Plus, but they did it too late. The damage had already been done. And at this point now, you literally will sit in like an hour-long queue as they say, don't worry, you're in the queue, you're gonna get your PlayStation 5, only for them to update the timestamp and say, oh, sorry, we're not selling PlayStation 5 today, like this is the Great Depression and I'm waiting in line for bread. And that is because they're creating this false sense of urgency. They're trying to actually tell you that, hey, you really wanna get this PlayStation 5, like you really want to get this PlayStation 5, and creating this false sense of security, this false sense of want, saying, I really want to get this PlayStation 5. But then, even then when you get this PlayStation 5, something starts to realize, these pistons in your head goes off. Wait a minute, there's no games for this system. And PlayStation knows that. That is why they're trying to sparse out this release and buy them some time to catch up to their software. It's no secret that the 2020 plague hit everyone and pushed businesses back, even developers back. Look at Cyberpunk 2077. Look at all these other games that have been pushed back. We all know it's going to happen. So instead of PlayStation saying, well, there's really no games with our launch title, maybe we should also push our console back, but no, we need that Christmas money. And I get it. You need that Christmas money, but what the heck console really launches without any software side by side? And if you don't believe me, here's some examples for you. Let's look at the PlayStation 3. Let's look at those launch titles. Games like Call of Duty 3, Genji Days of the Blade, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and even Resistance Fall of Man. These had amazing games that were coming out alongside their console, and it made you want to get this console. Look at the PlayStation 5 right now. Look at this list. What game do you want to get from this? Godfall? That Godfall is getting like a 2 out of 10. It's basically a dumpster fire. And let's take a look at the PlayStation 4. We had things like Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Battlefield 4, Killzone Shadowfall, I mean even Warframe. Warframe launched with the PlayStation 4. Granted, that was already on PC, it was a PC port, but we got access to it on the PlayStation 4. It told the console players that, hey, this is why you want the PlayStation 4. It's the next generation of gaming for console people. Let's look at the PlayStation 5. What do we have? Oh, Demon's Souls, Godfall, Sackboy. These aren't even actually good games. I mean, yeah, we have Demon's Souls, but let's look at Demon's Souls because this is kind of like the actual example of proving my point. Demon's Souls is the personification of the PlayStation 5. Currently, it's gonna get better, but there's nothing really new except the re-release of the old and purposeful gatekeeping. There's no reason why Demon's Souls shouldn't release on the PlayStation 4 also. And they know that. They said, oh my god, we have nothing. Let's lock out access for PlayStation 4 people to be able to play Demon's Souls and only put it on the PlayStation 5. They knew it. You're telling me that this game can't be played on the PlayStation 4? This can't be played on the PlayStation 4. I don't buy it. They purposely gatekept it because they know there's no other software that you're going to want to play on this. Yeah, you can play Spider-Man. The new Spider-Man DLC is out. Oh, wait a minute. It's $60? I have to spend $60 for Spider-Man DLC. And it's not better. No, this one's not better than the Spider-Man on PlayStation 4. But you can play all the PlayStation 4 games on the PlayStation 5. I know. I can also play all my PlayStation 4 games on my PlayStation 4. And also, if someone can explain this to me, this says remote play, right? I know what remote play is, but why can I play my PlayStation 5 on my PlayStation 4? Why did they add this feature? It says PlayStation Remote Play. Control your PlayStation 5 from your PlayStation 4. What? That's like saying control your right hand with your left hand. I don't get it. Someone explain that to me, but I digress. So what am I trying to say? Am I trying to say don't get a PlayStation 5? Not necessarily. I'm just trying to say that the way PlayStation went about it and is continuing to go about it is terrible. It's horrible. This is the worst launch I've seen in the console to date. I can't even think about anything worse than this one. There's no games on the system that I want to play that I couldn't imagine anyone wants to play. You can play it all on your PlayStation 4. So, pro tip, if you actually want a PlayStation 5, just get an SSD for your PlayStation 4. You will thank me. That being said, I bought mine from Kohl's and mine is coming in a week.